Did you know that Florida, once called the tourism capital of America, is now facing one of the biggest tourism collapses in its history? Empty beaches, silent theme parks, crumbling hotel revenues, all in a state that used to welcome over 137 million visitors every year. So, what went wrong? In this video, we're uncovering how Florida's own politicians may have killed their $100 billion tourism industry, and why 2025 might be the year the Sunshine State's reputation finally burns out. Right finger, make sure you watch till the end, because what's happening in Florida could soon happen in your state too. For decades, Florida wasn't just a US destination, it was the global dream vacation. Think about it: Disney World, Universal Studios, Miami's beaches, Key West, Orlando resorts, and Tampa cruises. Tourism was the lifeline of Florida's economy. It brought in over $100 billion in revenue, supported more than 1.6 million jobs, and kept cities like Orlando and Miami thriving. But then came a political storm, and it didn't come from the ocean. It started slowly, with laws, restrictions, and cultural wars that began turning travelers away. In 2022, new legislation around education, LGBTQ+ rights, and race discussions drew national headlines, and not the good kind. Several conventions, international tours, and major entertainment events pulled out of Florida in protest. Then, by 2023 and 2024, multiple major cities, including Miami Beach, Orlando, and Tampa, reported a double-digit decline in hotel bookings from European and Canadian travelers. And by early 2025, the numbers are alarming. According to the Florida Chamber of Commerce, visitor spending has dropped by nearly 15% statewide, with international arrivals down over 22%. Even Disney, Florida's tourism heart, has been cutting costs, reducing staff hours, and canceling expansion projects worth billions. So why are people suddenly avoiding Florida? Let's break it down. Number 1. Political backlash. Florida's politicians created a culture of controversy, with travel advisories from organizations like the NAACP, LGBTQ+ groups, and international tourism boards. Families that once saw Florida as fun and inclusive now see it as divided and unpredictable. Number 2. Environmental neglect. Red tide blooms, polluted beaches, and rising sea temperatures are scaring away eco-conscious tourists. Even Florida's coral reefs, once a diver's paradise, are turning white and dying. Number 3. Insurance crisis. Skyrocketing property insurance costs in 2024 and 2025 have forced hundreds of hotels, restaurants, and rental homes to close or scale back. Tourism infrastructure is shrinking, while prices are soaring. Number 4. Global competition. Mexico, the Caribbean, and even Portugal are offering cheaper, safer, and more politically stable alternatives. The result? American tourists are flying out instead of flying in. Behind the politics, real people are suffering. Small hotel owners in Daytona Beach report losing half their bookings. Theme park workers are being laid off or replaced by automation. And restaurant owners say business has dropped up to 40% since 2023. Even Airbnb hosts, once booming, are shutting down due to state taxes, bans, and declining demand. For the first time in decades, locals are saying something no one expected: Florida isn't worth visiting anymore. Recent 2025 reports paint a grim picture. Florida's visitor count fell below 120 million for the first time since the pandemic rebound. Over 30% of new hotel projects have been delayed or canceled. Cruise ship departures from Miami and Fort Lauderdale are down 12%. And local tourism boards are slashing budgets because state funding has been cut. Ironically, the same politicians who promised economic freedom and growth are now presiding over the biggest tourism downturn in decades. Here's the uncomfortable truth: tourism isn't just about beaches and roller coasters, it's about reputation. And Florida's brand, the Sunshine State, is being overshadowed by headlines about censorship, protests, and lawsuits. Major conferences from California, Canada, and Europe are actively avoiding Florida in 2025, citing political instability and safety concerns. Even celebrities who once hosted music festivals and charity events in Miami are now moving to Georgia or Texas instead. When politics becomes personal, tourists stop coming. It's not all over yet. Some local leaders are trying to rebrand Florida's image with new campaigns like Florida for Everyone and ecotourism programs promoting clean beaches and diverse communities. But rebuilding trust takes time and money. If Florida wants its $100 billion tourism machine to recover, it must restore what money can't buy: trust, inclusion, and stability. Because right now, the world is watching, and travelers are choosing differently. So here's the takeaway. Florida's crisis isn't just about politics, it's about priorities. When leaders put ideology over industry, even paradise can lose its shine. What happens in Florida in 2025 might be a warning for every other US state that depends on tourism. Don't kill the hand that feeds your economy. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it, because this is a story every American traveler should know.